Hadley here from Stamping Bees, Independent Stampin' Up Demonstrator. Welcome back, lovely to see you again. Today I would like to share with you the Snowfront stamp set from the Holiday Catalogue. And what I'd like to share with you is how easy it is to make a beautiful scene with this stamp set and how versatile it is. It is not limited to Christmas or holiday season. You can make birthday cards, masculine cards, etc. So I'm going to go over how to create the scene with you and to show you how some of the versatility, some of the items that I've made with this set, hopefully to give you some incentive to get the set and create your own beautiful scenes. So let's flip you over and let's get started. So yes, something more out of the Holiday Catalogue, but just to show you that you can use some of these items for many different options to give you fabulous projects all year round. So in the Holiday Catalogue, the creativity is calling. We are going to be having a look at the Snowfront set. You can create absolutely stunning scenes from this set. It comes with no words, no script, so fantastic that you can bring in whatever you like. You can create snow scenes, you can create not snow scenes, because obviously us from down under don't necessarily depict Christmas with snow, though it would be nice. Yes, so lots and lots of options. So I'll show you some of the projects that I've done. And what I'm going to do today is something just a little bit different. I'm going to actually show you how to create the scene, but I'm going to show you some of the things that I have previously made with it. So to start off with, I will show you this card that I created. So it's using the beautiful Designer Series paper and the brass from the Feels Like Frost set, the die set from that. I've stamped on the foil, the brass foil with stays on, and that just means it doesn't smudge. And I've created a window that looks out on this gorgeous scene, and I've done reflections in the water. So a nightish scene. Actually, most of the cards I've done are sort of similar to the night scene, but you don't have to make night scene. You can make day, sunset, sunrise, anything like that. I've just fallen in love with Blueberry Bushel at the moment, so I love how that creates the gorgeous blue. So that's that one. Once again, that doesn't need to be Christmas either, so you just have to put a happy birthday or thinking of you or anything on that card. So it is not limited, even with this paper that's in the Holiday Catalogue. And this one, now I've created this one as an easel card. So I've done the scene in a large format, which makes it look like a photo or a picture. So I just wanted to make it a little bit different and created this as an easel card, just so that someone could pop that up and look at the scenery. Little log cabin, so cute. And this one I actually used from Pootles. Pootles put up a video on how to make this little notebook. So I thought, what a fabulous idea for Christmas. You can either have it as a card with multi-layers for people to sign, if it's something that a whole family or a group are sending, or a photo album, a little mini photo album. I'll show you inside in just a second. But I created the scene, which is the one we're going to be doing today, but I created this scene to go on the front, and then just tied it up with the bow on the side, the Merry Christmas ribbon, and have used the brightly gleaming stamp set with the ornaments, etc. on that page. So you could put a photo there, you could get a mat, like I've used a mat here for that, but you could use another mat to create another mat for the photo on any of these. You could take these out and just use them for photos, and there's a large one at the back for signing. So very versatile and just something a little bit different if you wanted to give that to someone, family photos, etc., someone overseas. It'd be something quite nice and different. And then this one is just the more traditional. I tried to create more of a non-snow scene like the Lake Mount Ruapehu here in New Zealand with the pine tree and the deer. And this is just in more traditional colours with this gorgeous ribbon that's in the Holiday Catalogue. And it's just a gate card. Quite simple. And then this one, which I have created a happy birthday card, a masculine card, especially great for if you've got friends or family, partners, brothers, etc. that are into deer hunting or that sort of thing, or just anyone really, someone who likes nature. So I was quite pleased how this one turned out, and it's always great having more options for the masculine cards, I find. And so I was really happy with this one. Just something a bit different. So as I say, I'm just not going to create the whole card with you. I'm just going to do the scene. So I wanted to show you how quick and easy this is to do. We are going to start off with brayering. So these are our brayers. These are our foam brayers. And I'm just going to use two colours. Going to use the blueberry bushel and the seaside spray. I'm just so in love with the seaside spray. Not that you can tell, I've hardly made anything in it, but yes, I do love it. So we're going to start off with the blueberry bushel. Okay, so just pop it on the side. You're going to ink up your brayer, and to ink it up, you don't go backwards and forwards because you'll just get all the ink on one spot. So what you need to do is just ink it up going in one direction like this. Okay, just give it a good ink. And as I've always said with any colouring in, I've just popped some scrap paper under here. Any colouring in, it's better to start light and go dark than put too much on to start off with. So always just start off a bit off the side, and you can use a backwards and forwards motion for this. You don't need to just do it straight. So it just takes a little while to build up or not build up. I mean, that's that colour's fine like that, but just depending on what you want to do. Okay, so I'll just keep inking up. As I say, the brayers are a really quick way of being able to apply colour to your card. I find it fantastic to just get that colour without too much time. And just keep going until you, as I say, get the depth that you like, and just keep blending it in until you don't have any lines. Now I'm using shimmer paper. I love how the shimmer paper will come through on these inks and sparkle. So as you can see, that's getting darker and darker. This is the blueberry bushel. I just love this blue too. It is just so gorgeous. I am more of a pink person, I must admit, but I am really enjoying blues at the moment. Okay, so I'm just going to set that aside because I might come back with a little bit, and we'll go on to the seaside spray. Now I'm only going to go down to about here because I want the bottom to stay white. So once again, just in the one direction, and I'll just start there and move down. Try not to pop your fingers on anywhere that you will be inking if possible, because your fingers do have a bit of oil in them, and that can affect the, you could get a little finger mark point or something on your art or your card, your project. I think it's art, but So quite good to just bear that in mind. If I was doing the whole thing, I would have some post-it note to just pop on the top so that it wouldn't show. So I wouldn't have to stick my fingers directly on the card. So as you can see, this is blending together beautifully. So quick. And you can keep going to whatever depth you want. I won't go on for too long, obviously, because I don't want you just sitting and watching a roller going backwards and forwards. So I'll just take that one off and I'll just put a little bit more just at the top here, just to blend it all together. And how quick and easy was that? So quick and easy. Whoops, I've got a bit of blue on there. Never mind. You can always cover that up with a bit of embellishment, a bit of a gemstone or something. So there's never a mistake. That can't be rectified, usually. And sometimes you end up in really liking what it is that you've had to fix up. So we're going to start off with the tree. So this is the set, the Snowfront stamp set. We're just going to be using a few of these items today. And to start off with, it comes with the horizon and the tree, so perfect. And I don't yet have a pen, pretty peacock pen. So I'm just going to stamp the edge of this. This is a lovely deep green. Okay, so it doesn't matter if it goes a little bit into the trees, because I'm going to be using the pen here. This is Call Me Clover. Well, that's quite a good colour for the trees. Just going to blend it in so that sort of comes off and sort of blends in with the Call Me Clover, so it's absolutely fine. Now these, when you stamp them, are sort of got depth and different pattern in them, so don't be perturbed when you put it on and think, oh, I haven't stamped that properly. You have. It's supposed to look textured. Now, it's good to get your piece of paper straight for this, because the bottom curves, you want to make sure that you're not setting the trees off to the side. So I am just straightening up those trees. I'm hoping I haven't got my head. You can see all my roots. Just wait for a little bit till it soaks in. Perfect. And then in the set, there's an extra little bit of ground that you can use. Well, you can use it for other things as well, but I'm just going to extend this down. And I think I will do, which way shall I do this? I think I'll do it that way. Pop that out the way. It's hard to do this sideways when you used to, I often stamp even standing up. So bear with me if my head does come into view. So now you've got that continual horizon there. Now if you wanted to, I have done this on shimmer paper. You can add a little bit of watercolour to it just to blur it a bit, to make the colour seem a little more washed, but I quite like it like that at the moment. I have done on, was it one of these? I'll show you. Okay, on this one here, I did watercolour it a bit. I did make the back trees watercoloured, and then I stamped over with Call Me Clover again with some of the individual trees. Here we've got 3 sizes, or 4 large, etc., to then create the foreground. So that it ended up looking a bit more like a forest rather than some individual trees. So you can always do that. That's an option. Okay, so what we will do next is stamp a tree. Okay, so this is the tree, and I need my black. Oops, helps to turn it around the right way. Oh, that's not the black, that's the gorgeous brass that we'll be using. Okay. So I'm just going to have this in the foreground a little bit more, but I will have it off the page a little bit. Up there, I think. This stamps, like when you look at these, you think, wow, how did someone do that? But this stamp set just makes it so easy. As you can see through what we've done so far, look at what has already been created just very quickly. I just love it. It makes me look as though I, am some artist. Right, I'm just going to put the tree into the ground. And I will use, what should I use? I might use that end, I think. Just stamp that off a bit. 1, 2, 3. Yes. I like to do that. If I'm going to stamp off, I like to do it a couple of times on my paper just to see how light I want it. I don't want it too dark. And this just gives me somewhere where my tree's planted. And we will add some colour to the tree because in New Zealand, of course, it is not winter, though it's sort of semi-winter with the white in the foreground, but we'll just pretend it's autumn, and there's been a bit of snow in autumn. Because yes, in New Zealand we have beautiful blossoms and sun and long days, which are just fantastic. So we're all getting excited for that. So I'm just going to pop some blossoms, or not blossoms, some berries or something on the tree. And I'm just going to add a few light ones as well. Oh, I haven't shut that one yet. Pop that over there. So that grey was Smoky Slate. And now I'm just going to put a bit of Grapefruit Grove on there, just to lighten that up a bit. Make sure I've turned that around so that I'm not... So those are just a few lighter ones in there. Just gives it a bit of depth. I still haven't done that chair, have I? It's still squeaking away. Might have to remember to use a different chair next time. Okay, so we will now do the deer. So, put the deer out. These guys are so cute. Pop them on here. Now it doesn't matter, I'm going to pop them here, but it doesn't matter that it's, because it's black, it will look like they're behind the tree, which is good. or probably just someone's bottom. I'm just using the pen because it's such a small stamp. Now this is early espresso. So there's a log cabin in this stamp set. There is a gorgeous little snowman. So lots of things you can add. So I might pop them about there. Now, if you want that coloured in a bit more, here's my green bit, that's annoying me, you can just pick up your pen because it is a little bit textured as well. So I might just give it a bit more. So I'm just using the fine tip for that. And I am using from the Itty Bitty Christmas, just a thinking of you at Christmas. So this just leaves a perfect area here for stamping on your sentiment. Okay. Now, I always like to stamp. Oh, that chair, that is so annoying. I do apologise. Yep, just to make sure that I've put it on here straight. Put the lid on there. Okay, just to add some sparkle to the sky, I'm using the Frost White or Purpose ink that we've got, and I am using an old Winker Stella pen, and all I'm going to do, I know some of you, now this paper, I don't know if you can see, because it's the glimmer paper, that's why I love it, because it does sparkle through here. You can see all the sparkles, which is just gorgeous. I don't know if you can pick that up. But I am going to pour just a little bit in here. Oops, you just need a tiny, tiny bit. And I'm hoping that I do this okay, considering that, you know, anytime you want to do anything on camera, always worries you that it doesn't always work out. So I'm just popping a little bit on the end, and I'm just going to flick it off the inside of the lid just to get some. You don't need a lot, and that is the sky twinkling away. So you can add more or less whatever you like. I just find these pens really good for, rather than throwing them away, just reusing them for something like that. And I'll just pop that lid back on. And one last thing, I just run the glue around this edge. Now this could be snow, so if you were looking to do the snow, you can add more to that for snow. And I have used the iced glitter from the not iced glitter, it is called Ice Stampin' Glitter, and that just catches onto the glue, so just be careful not to smudge that. I sprinkle that on, hopefully you can see that. Tap it off and the glue dries and the glitter dries just in that line. So to finish it off, because I've done that bit of a blue smudge on there, I would put some rhinestones, or the peacock ones are just beautiful. They've got that gorgeous blue, so I could put the blue the blue there and there in a couple of places, all clear ones, but you just cover it up with something like that. And you've got your perfect scene to create your gorgeous card in whichever way you would like. Birthday, Christmas. As I say, I've put thinking of you at Christmas, but you could put anything for that. Happy birthday, thinking of you, anything you'd like. So I just really wanted to show you how quick and easy it is to use this set and to create a stunning background. So I really do hope you enjoyed. If you've got any comments, please don't hesitate to leave them. If you haven't already subscribed, please do. I'd love to see you back next week, and take care. Happy crafting.